Hey everybody, this is North Georgia Peach again, coming to you with yet another video. Hope I'm not boring you, but I told you I had several I wanted to do today, so I had several in me that needed to come out. Anyway, I have a question and a subject that I want to talk about and see what your responses are on it. I really want the video comments because I've never had one, so please make my day. I've had an awful day. And leave me your text responses or comments. Are you content with the life that you have now? Is there anything that you would change? I mean, of course, everybody's going to want more money. We never have enough money, whether it be our wants or whatever. But I mean, family-wise, and I don't mean material-wise. I mean your relationship, your children, what you have with people, not material. Do you wish that you had a different spouse? Do you think that you made a mistake being with the husband or wife or spouse or partner that you're with? And my answer to this, I don't regret it. I was 18 years old when I got married, and my husband was 19. But the age difference with him and I is only 9 months. And I wouldn't change it. I don't regret any of it. I think that the trials that we went through was for a reason. I think that having to deal with cancer was for a reason. It made me stronger in some aspects and weaker in others. I think one of the main things that taught me was it's okay to ask for help. It's okay when you can't do it on your own to ask for help. Don't be so proud and so stubborn and strong-willed. And I'm all of those things. I didn't want to ask anybody for anything. I had a baby that was 5 months old. I had a newborn. I had a job that I was working 40 plus hours a week. And I had cancer. And when I had my daughter, and I was out of work for 2 weeks with her after I had her, but she stayed with family. So it wasn't like she went into a daycare atmosphere or anything. She was with family, so didn't have to worry about her. But I was out of work for 2 weeks. Then I was back to work for, I think it was right at 2 months, 2.5 months, and I found out I had cancer. And during this time, my son had colic, my daughter had reflux, which meant every time she ate, she had to be sat up, and 9 times out of 10, most of the time 10 times out of 10, it was coming back up like the Exorcist. So after she ate, which she ate every 2 hours because she was small, you had to sit up with her for 45 minutes. So you didn't sleep. And my son had colic anyway, so I was sleeping every other day because my husband would stay up one day, I'd stay up the next day. I was working, I was taking treatment for cancer, and then the treatment didn't work, which was the radioactive iodine that Vital Fines was talking about. It did not kill my thyroid. And then when they went in there and did the scan, which Vital Fines also had, they found a goiter that had cancer, that was cancerous. So I ended up having to have surgery anyway. And after I had my surgery, what did I do? I went straight back home, took care of my kids, and I was worn out. I looked like death warmed over. The only thing is, I didn't lose weight. Because I had the hypothyroidism, so I was gaining. I wasn't losing. But I was so tired, and I had a job that was so demanding. I ran a company that was just, it was terrible stress, and I was out in the field a lot. I was in the office a lot. I was here and I was there. I did this, I did that. And I only had 2 girls that worked for me. So it was stressful, and I had to be there, especially at month end, and because I did the bookkeeping, and I was everything. I was the bookkeeper. I was the office manager. I was the everything. I ran the whole office. I mean, it was just a 3-person thing, but it was very busy. It was a finance company, and you know, the end of the month, you're doing the crunch thing, and you're trying to make sure that everybody's got their payment in, you know, because we're wanting that bonuses, you know, we're wanting our money. And not only that, the people that I worked for were not very good to work for. They were, if you don't get this such and such percentage, then we're going to be looking for another employee. And I can honestly say I was there 4 years, and I missed my bonus 1 time. What time was that I missed it? The time I was in the hospital for 3 days, and I had to take off 3 weeks. Doctor's orders would not release me. That month is the only month that my office did not make bonus, and I caught pure heck. So I had to break down, and it was hard, but I had already been dealing with this for so many months. But when I had started taking chemo, I had no choice, because my children I couldn't hold my children, because it would stunt the growth of their organs, which I don't know if a lot of you know that about chemo and radiation, because you're giving off radiation and it will stunt the growth, even in puppies or kittens or any kind of small animal that's not grown. So even a pregnant person, no way, could not be around a pregnant person, a pregnant animal, or nothing like that. So I had to end out asking my family for help, and I had to literally swallow my pride. I cried and cried and cried. I told Mark, I said, baby, these are our kids. We have to take care of them. And he was just about to his wit's end too, and he was trying to support me because he knows how proud I was, I guess you might say. But I told him, I said, baby, these are our kids. We have them. We have to take care of them. And oh, it was so hard to ask for help. And people were offering it left and right. But I just didn't want to do it. But I think that we have those trials and tribulations because we have to be, our spirit, I guess, has to be broken to make us realize, hey, you can't always do it on your own. So I don't think I would change anything that I have in my life. I have a loving husband that I love with all of my heart, and would give. He is my heart and soul. My kids are my heart and soul. They are my life. And my mother, my family, my brothers, my sisters, my grandmother, you know, and even, believe it or not, I have a wonderful mother-in-law. Now, if you would have asked me that during the time that I was going through the cancer, I would have told you I have the worst witch for a mother-in-law. But she was only trying to help, and she was actually, I will admit this now, but then I would have died. She's the one that broke my pride. She's the one that made me swallow my pride and ask for help. I would not have admitted that then, but she was persistent. I was a meticulous housekeeper, and I still try to be, but I'm not as much now as I was then because, you know, the kids were little and we didn't have animals inside then because